Welcome to All Things Outdoors. I'm Jeremy, and I have got something really cool to share with you today. It's been a while since I did a video. I've had a lot of life-changing events that have happened that's kind of deterred me away from being able to make videos and learning some new crafts. But one thing I am excited about today is the fact I finally got to try a DIY project that I've been wanting to try but haven't necessarily had the guts, I should say, to try it. I've just been a little timid about it. My last DIY project was this hammock right here I call Bumblebee, and one of the things I was very proud of was the black and yellow. I just love the contrast of colors. The yellow really pops on top of the black. Well, I thought, you know what, I need an underquilt to match. So guess what I have right here. I finally completed it yesterday. It took about, I don't know, I'd say about 6 hours to complete. But I just created a $40 underquilt, and here's how I did it. Right, this underquilt here was extremely economical, and here's a couple of reasons why. One, the material was on sale, so everybody loves a bargain. So I went to Ripstop by the roll, and I found the black and yellow fabric actually at an extremely reasonable price, and getting a couple yards of each isn't extremely an expensive part of the project. One of the more expensive parts is the fill. I did have two of my kohls quilts in storage that I've been using with this, and decided, you know what, if I make my quilt, I'm just going to take the duck down out of those two quilts and put into this. Alright, Bumblebee's new installation. Let's open it up and check it out. I did go with more of a 3/4 length underquilt. Now, if you would compare it to, let's say, the Hammock Gear's Phoenix, its underquilts are 45 inch by 52 inch. What I created was 46 inch wide by 53 inch long. And of course, to match the hammock, it has to be black on yellow. A couple things I did. One, obviously being concerned with the seams being straight, I ended up using the light fabric and took a straight edge, just a board, actually a trim piece that I had laying around in the garage that was long enough to go the length of the quilt, and I took a light pencil mark and made stripes and measured out my fabric, and what I ended up using was 5-inch tubes. Now, these aren't baffles. It is a sewn through hammock. I have found that in my 3-season underquilts, sewn through is just fine. So instead of going through the extra work and trying to extend it, not to mention not necessarily needing that extra heat, this will be good for 45 degrees and above with the loft that it has. Once I had that done, then I ended up pinning it and stitching my seams across. One of the more difficult things that I struggled with was getting the down in the tubes. I had no idea it would actually be the most difficult part of the task. I ended up cannibalizing my kohls underquilts, obviously to save a little money, but also I'm not going to be using them, so I guess it could be resourceful as well in using that duck down and packing into the tubes. So let's put it on the hammock and see what it looks like. I'm just kind of laying in here, and I can already feel super warm. So I can tell you right now, it's about 50 degrees outside. This would be plenty. In fact, I don't really feel too many cold spots or anything of the sorts. Of course, you know, you really got to be in it for a whole night to really get a feel for it. But I'd say so far so good. It's a good test. My legs are actually getting a little hot, so might be a good start to it. Okay, as for the suspension, I ended up using 1/8 shock cord, yellow of course, and then they have on eBay, I'll post a link to them, these double stoppers. basically you run shock cord on either side of it, and it runs as a stopper, and it works pretty well. Basically all you have to do is press that button, and then you can pull it tight. But I left a knot at one point that I'm leaving as a permanent stopping point, and then this side is the one that I'll adjust. And if I had to, I could actually reach up out of my hammock and get a hold of it here and be able to adjust it from inside the hammock if I felt like it needed a little bit of an adjustment. And then it's the same on both sides. I have the same setup on either end of it. And then as far as for the tensioner, to kind of bring up the slack or vent it, same thing, 1/8 shock cord, and then I used a little larger stopper on both sides. If I can bring it around there, both sides of the underquilt, just kind of the same as standard type process on any other underquilt. Alright guys, that's the new addition to Bumblebee, the new underquilt. Thinking about maybe making a top quilt to match, I don't know yet. Pretty satisfied with the ones that I have as of right now. But let me know what you think. Until next time, check you later guys.